All right, so this is a build around submission for Goldspan Dragon plus Vorinclex here in Historic. Technically, Thoughtseize was included too to push us into Jund, but I think Thoughtseize is a good card we'd be playing anyways. So we've got kind of this mid-rangey ramp control amalgamation where we don't really have any dedicated ramp spells that only ramp. So like Explore can cycle, this can cycle, Binding and Chandra both offer utility in addition to ramping, and then Goldspan Dragon also ramps us into our top end. Vorinclex pays us off nicely with both Ugin and Chandra. Both of these have ultimates that, generally speaking, win you the game when they happen, in addition to also randomly making your opponent's Planeswalkers and Sagas much worse. We have things like Sweltering Suns and Bonecrusher Giant to help us survive the mid-game, and then some various utility in the sideboard as well. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see how this goes. Faithless Looting has been confirmed as coming to Historic by the official Magic Twitter. Bodice, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I didn't watch you finish the Triumph cycle. They like to leave land cycles half finished for some stupid reason. Maybe that's one of the things I really wish they wouldn't do. I really dislike that they leave land cycles. Like, I'm really glad that we got all 10 pathways right away because the pathway designs are excellent. And I really wish they'd finish them more quickly like that. Like, the lands that we're getting in Strixhaven are just now finally finishing a cycle of lands that we had from years ago. We only need 18 red for 1 red. Completely disagree with you. I know Frank Parston's guide or whatever says 18 red. I think all of his numbers are 1 to 2 too low. His failure rate is like 10 to 15% if I recall correctly, and I think that's too high of a failure rate. All right, so do I give them a turn with Young Pyromancer so I can play Chandra a turn sooner? I think so. And then like next turn I can go Chandra into plus for mana, stomp this. This gives them a couple of tokens, potentially. It feels bad if we get Thoughtseized. So, kind of taking a little bit of a gamble here. Yeah, feels bad, man. It's a real shame we didn't hit an untapped land there to punish them not taking the Ugin. If we'd have hit untapped land there, I don't think we could have lost this game. Because we'd have gotten to Ugin their board. We can still top deck an Ugin. Well, we'll see. They're gonna get awkward. Yeah, we got a bunch of Sweltering Suns in our decks here too. So like, we're definitely not out of this game with the Arcanist taking our Ugin, but we could have been much better off. Wait, what? I guess they know about the second dragon. So, like, I guess if they don't attack with the Luris here, the second dragon comes down and kills them next turn. Because they'd be... Well, I don't have Guaranteed Ugin without an untapped land, because I only have 5 mana in play. So if the Goldspan Dragon lives, I still need an untapped land to Ugin this turn. So untapped land or Sweltering Suns are the draws we're hoping for. Alright, Kroxa means Sweltering Suns is no longer good enough. Okay, yep. Yeah, I think we stumbled long enough here that we're gonna die. That's super unfortunate. I believe Balance's number crunched out. Okay, so this, and then we attack with this, gives us a treasure. Jacob, you need to go upstairs if you and Declan aren't getting along. Were you guys throwing a ball around? Okay, you need to not be throwing the ball around if it's gonna bump into you, bud. You gotta be careful. What does number crunch mean? Number crunch means that cards have an ID number on the bottom of them, and they go in alphabetical order. So, based on the ID numbers of the cards that we've had spoiled already, we can predict whether or not what the names of the remaining cards are, what ranges they alphabetically start with. Has to do with the... I'm going to do a full spoiler review of all of the Mystical Archives in a dedicated video once we get all 63 of them. Gonna get to escape Crux again here. So, stumbled just a little bit too much this game. Honestly, it's possible that our deck doesn't have enough lands in it. I know we're on 26, but it's very possible that, like, with a couple of, like, Shatterskull Smashings and Psycho lands, that I want to be on 20, 28 or more lands in this deck. Our curve is pretty thick. Vorinclex is an easy out here. We don't need to go over the top from this. Our just normal Planeswalkers should be enough to grind to this matchup on average. I'm going to bring in Klothys and Cage. Probably a Shadow's Verdict matchup too here, huh? Let me trim these Explorers. Don't really need to ramp. Just want to play my cards on curve mostly. Yeah, it's possible we should just cut the Explorers and they should just be lands. That's probably a good suggestion. Almost like add a Shatterskull Smashing on like another cycle land. Faithless Looting is confirmed coming to Historic, chat. Confirmed by Magic Twitter. Crosby and TGW, if you're still here, thanks for the follows. I think I was eating when you did those, so welcome to the channel. Dan's great. Yeah, can we get a looting command from a moderator with a link to the Wizards _magic tweet confirming it's real? Please and thank you. Good morning, lovely wife. Start by attacking here, and then we'll Chandra plus for mana play Grafdigger's Cage. Oh, yeah, I got you. Hold on, chat, I need to go be a parent.
What? My hair is on fire? I know.
Jeff was in trouble. No. The boy's 9-month-old sister is sleeping, and they're being loud and rowdy. Which usually them being loud and rowdy in the basement's not a problem, but they're being loud enough to echo through the whole house, so. Well, you know, I should plus my Chandra for a card first, right? We could hit Goldspan or something.
This'll be easy.
Not punished. I suppose if they have a bunch of Spark Harvest and removal spells, they could play through this Chandra and this Ugin here.
We're done here.
These decks not play Innocent Blood anymore. Usually not working. Spark Harvest is the card that they move towards because it's better against control. I think we kill this just because it has lifelink at this point.
Ghost fire.
So we could see another Bedevil or something out of them here. Yeah, Spark Harvest for 5.
I learned much
I'm
today.
gonna go ahead and cycle this till we find another dragon, they die. Oh, you know, maybe I should keep that land in case they Crocs up. Well, I have a Grafdigger's Cage in place. They would have needed something like a Bedevil. Bring back the thing. That's just 5 turns of dragon bonking. It was. Good, clean dragon bonk shit. Don't mulligan against the Thoughtseize decks if you can avoid it. Obviously, this hand needs a black source, but like we find our first black source, Binding finds us a second black source for Verdict, and Stomp is castable and we're on the draw, so just gonna go ahead and keep this, I think. See, chat, you try and mulligan to a better 6, they're just gonna Thoughtseize you and make it a bad 6, a bad 5, so might as well keep my bad 7. I assume they're gonna take Bonecrusher Giant and try and punk us out here. Really? Okay, deal. It's a great draw if we find a black source, huh? Yeah, Dreadhorde Arcanist here. Yeah, that explains a lot. Yeah, I think we're gonna go up to 28 lands after this match. Definitely want to hit my first like 5 land drops every game with this deck. If you go upstairs and ask mommy really nicely, she will get the switch down with your game. Okay. Okay, you need to be quiet though, buddy, because your mommy is sleeping. Okay. Just sit on the opposite side of the room from that. Okay. Nailed it. Never didn't have it. Okay. Hey, congrats, Klothys. Glad you're enjoying it. My earlier message of please be quiet translated in 5-year-old to say, lie in wait outside my office door and ambush your brother while screaming. Needed to make sure that translation didn't I mean, to be fair, like those things do sound very similar, so I understand. One Sweltering Suns, please. This Twitch stream is pre-recorded in front of a live audience. So I cycled the Mind Stone there because we were just not going to survive long enough to get to this Ugin, so. Sounds the same to me, yep. Definitely want 2 more lands in my deck. Definitely want 2 more lands. Probably just 2 utility lands, so they're lands that are sometimes spells. Any removal spell. Their clock isn't that fast, so we hit running lands here without getting Thoughtseize, you know, times 5 and 6. We might be okay. Yeah, if we hit some running lands off the top here, our opponent's clock isn't particularly fast. Now we're gonna play Shatterskull Smashing. And probably another cycle land. Well, now we need another Sweltering Suns or Shadow's Verdict. Why can't you play Minecraft Dungeons, bud? I think mommy didn't quite understand. I'm sending her a message. Are we dead? This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is +2. So, Pathway off the top lets us Ugin. Chalkland won't do it because Fame's gonna punk us out. Yep, might be big. Yeah, let's add a couple more lands to the deck. We just do that. Maybe I want another cycle land. I don't know. The black and green source feels reasonable though. And that's not strictly true, Wargy. I had boarded the Explorers out, so we don't really know what that game looks like if I have Explorer instead of something else. It's also possible that I don't have 4 copies of Overgrown Tomb in my deck, that Overgrown Tomb is better than some of the other green-black fast lands. I'm gonna do this tapped and plan to Sweltering Suns next turn. Yeah, our deck's basically big red with a couple of splashes, right? The TLDR of what our deck is doing. Although I will say this, something that Wizards of the Coast managed to do very successfully here is suddenly I no longer care about their Mythic Championship going on this weekend. I was going to be kind of excited to look at historic decks that were going to be played in the event this weekend, but basically all of those events are going to be mostly worthless, right? I guess maybe we'll iterate on some of them, but like fundamentally the whole format's going to be changing here soon, right? There's a Mythic Championship this weekend. There is.
Today's my lucky day.
We just race them here, right? Just like beep beep. I got you, Wargy. Sorry. How many cats are being put in ovens? 30% of the people at the Mythic Invitational are playing at the Mythic, whatever it's called this weekend, are playing cat oven. Oh crap, are they about to enable this? If they would have enabled this to attack me this turn, we'd have died. Oh, did we get Lightning Helix confirmed? Sweet, we have Lightning Helix confirmed. Awesome. You'll love to see it.
Yup, you're going down.
Here's hoping historic. Listen, hopefully, if it looks like it's not going to survive looting, they'll make some adjustments. You know, fingers crossed. Burn, baby, burn. Do 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 do. So if I do the same line, I have to attack with Goldspan Dragon, and if I do that line, they could block my Vorinclex inside of combat, which means my Sweltering Suns then kills my Vorinclex, which I didn't want. I feel like against aggro, I mostly want to cut this card. I know it was okay there, but I think like just Ugin is probably fine. I want to be a little bit lower to the ground in these games. Like just like being a big red deck's probably better here. Might even want to trim an Ugin, honestly. This might be going too low on win conditions, though. Split these 3-3. This is kind of slow. Does anybody know how many mystical archives are we still waiting on at this point? What's the number? Naya mid-range with 4 Helix. Sounds great, Lambton. Thank you for the support. Thank you everybody for today. We've got a ton of sub gifts and bits. Y'all are absurd. I'm excited to get all those listed into the stream queue here soon. I am really hoping that I know it's hard to teach a dumb dog new tricks, but I'm really hoping that a lot of people who have consistently failed to understand that power level is contextual in all of these card games, that like a lot of these cards, some of these cards might break things, but a lot of these cards are likely just going to be fine because the details surrounding them that have historically caused them to be broken won't be legal in historic alongside them. And that matters a lot. We know 6 of the cards that aren't going to be in historic. The 7th has not been spoiled yet. Yeah, and exactly that. If they do end up still being broken, Wizards can still just ban them. Is exactly correct. I think we Chandra down tick here. This is bad against Questing Beast. Like, pretty okay otherwise.
Feel the burn.
Yeah, dig through time, not being banned in Pioneer is a great example. Any haste monster here makes us a little bit sad. That is fantastic for us.
No problem fire can't solve.
I think we're using Chandra mana to cycle this.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
What is this command? When a moderator asks for a timeout, the MTG bot asks me to help it because I'm the only account that can time out moderators on my channel.
It's over when I say it's over.
Sugio Factory, thank you for the 13 months. Welcome back. So I can play this. I can play this. I can stomp this. I can cast Bonecrusher. Eleven archives left. Sweet. When we have the full 63, I plan to do a segment of going through all of them and talking about which ones I think could impact historic and why. Just as a point of reference. Kids have made quite the mess, Eugene. Is there a reason the mods want to time themselves out, or is it a joke? So, you're new here. So, a lot of if you've ever searched for me or talked about me in Magic circles, you'll find a lot of people on the internet don't care for the way I run my channel. And the big thing that rubs a lot of people the wrong way about how I run my channel is that a lot of people take timeouts very personally. And the idea that you could not talk in my Twitch chat for 10 minutes upsets some people a lot. Because they deserve to be able to chat here. They're entitled to it.
My flames burn beyond perception.
So, the channel regulars, to make fun of people that think getting timed out is a big deal, often ask for complimentary timeouts to show that it's really not if you're an adult. Oh, that can hit Ugin, right? No, it's only each opponent. Lol. Am I doing it live or off stream? It depends on when the last one gets spoiled. If the last one gets spoiled late tonight, I'll probably just do a direct to YouTube video. If it gets spoiled, if we get the last of the Mystical Archives this afternoon, I'll probably do it this afternoon. Don't understand about timeouts. They're like benefits. They are free. They are complimentary timeouts. Most of the archives have been released, Pimped Up Monk. I think we're at like 50 some out of the 63. What's that? It's a good old-fashioned Hoaglandia chat massacre. Ooh. Oh, Hoaglandia, you're a silly place. It's a silly place. Oh yeah, a timeout just prevents you from typing in chat for 10 minutes. It doesn't stop you from watching the stream. It doesn't stop you from hearing me. It literally just means you can't send messages on the keyboard for 10 minutes. We have 11 out of 15 mythics and 26 out of 30 rares. Sweet. Yeah, have all the commons and uncommons been cards that are already standard legal so far? We did get Helix confirmed, yeah. This is really bad if they have Binding on 3 in their 80 card deck, which for those that are new to the channel, they always have Binding on 3 in their 80 card deck. Well, not all. It was Lightning Helix confirmed at rare. Did they upshift the rarity on like Lightning Helix and Brainstorm? I honestly haven't been paying attention to the symbols. They have been. Okay. Compulsive research is going to be legal. Oh, wow. Man, the upcoming Hoaglandia Open is going to be sick. I am super excited for the Open on the 17th. Hey, maybe we could just get turn 4 ultimatum tier, huh? Yeah, I really hope they unban Winona at this point. She desperately needs to be unbanned. Survey says... Sick. Could get counterspelled or killed here, but it's fine. If this dies, these are less likely to die later. Don't touch that dial. It's not audio bugging out on your end. It's Magic Arena being Magic Arena. We'll restart the client after this match. It's a sweet, sweet draw. This is living. Chandra ults next turn. And remember, they can't blink the binding and kill Vorinclex because of how Vorinclex works with Saga. Yeah. They also don't get the land this turn, which is great. We're gonna get the Chandra emblem? Are we gonna get the Chandra emblem, chat? I guess they could find a Heartless Act here, right? They get three looks at Heartless Act.
You want to play with fire, huh? What's that smell? Oh, it's you burning.
That's gas. All right. Man, there's so many sweet decks in this format. I don't think we lose to this at this point, right? We just, like, don't give them Time Walk and then they lose because, like, they can't Planeswalker combo us because our Vorinclex counters their Vorinclex. It's like, alright, you don't get Eldrin's Epiphany. I'm gonna cast a spell next turn and kill you with the Chandra trigger. They're literally dead to any castable spell. So, like... I mean, I assume they don't have piles that stop them from dying here.
This'll be easy.
Okay, so Thoughtseize is great, Maelstrom Pulse is great, Klothys is great, Bonecrusher and Sweltering Suns are not great. All of these spells seem good. Easy in, easy out. Punishing Waterfalls, 40 months is a very long time. Good afternoon and welcome back. Vorinclex makes all the Timmy cards even more Timmy, and that makes my inner Timmy happy. That's a good summary. It is a peak Timmy card for sure. For sure. Captain Wasabi, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Thanks everybody for freaking up, by the way. Great to see over 1,200 people in here. If you're new to the channel and you're digging the historic content, we're going to be doing a ton of historic on this channel. Honestly, probably going to be mostly historic until rotation happens. I'm kind of adventured out in standard. And honestly, we have better tools in this format for attacking things. Like Sultai Ultimatum gets better tools too, but like we get things like Thoughtseize to beat them up with, so that's nice. And sweet, sweet Planeswalker ultimates. Historic just feels like standard with a wider range. Give me Kodak Teague. I don't even know if Teague's that good. Like their deck, there's a Historic control deck. They play so much removal. Hey, Reclaimer, thanks for the 19 months. Welcome back. I was just watching some WotC coverage, and I really appreciate Hoot's downtime compared to theirs. Hoot's is second to none when it comes to how much downtime we have. Less than 30%. All magic all the time, champ. Bottom of Blooming Marsh here. Keep the rest of these, I think. We theoretically have turn 2, turn 3, and then this could be turn 5 with 3 pieces of ramp. Will Historic ever rotation? No, Historic's a non-rotating format. Historic will only ever get bigger. With this draw, if they don't disrupt us, we actually have turn 4 Ugin, right? Because we'll plus Chandra on 3, play second Mind Stone. Ugin's a much better card than the Liliana Dreadhorde General is blue when you don't have Vorinclex in play. So I agree with you that Liliana's probably better than Ugin with Vorinclex in play, but like you don't want to maximize your deck building for only your best case scenarios. Yeah, we could get like Growth Spiraled into Binding here. We could get like Jawari Disruption or Scent Search. Like there's a lot of things that prevent turn 4 Ugin, but just Goldfishing we have turn 4 Ugin. That play seems really good for us. It's so eerie when the audio half cuts out. Yeah, I agree, Jin. I think pathways are like, if these became our new evergreen standard dual lands, I'd be super happy about it. They're just like the perfect power level. That is correct, Blue. Vorinclex on both sides cancel each other out. Yeah, I don't think I'd play fewer than 4 Ugins. Ugin like just wins in a lot of different places for you. And Mind Stone makes a mana the turn you play it, so we can play Mind Stone and then play Binding here and kill their ramp. Hey, Space Ace, loving a lot of the spoilers. Looking forward to your thoughts on the reconstructed formats when we get the full thing. Thank you for the 31 months. Welcome back. So we're at 6 mana. This Binding generates a 7th next turn. So getting close to Ugin. Ugin's not nearly the slam dunk in this matchup that he is in many other matchups. So like opponent has a lot of removal and their deck largely doesn't play to the board. Obviously when we hit 8, we're still going to play it out because we could like maybe work it up towards ultimate, but definitely not quite as good as it could be in other places. Hey, Ivo, thank you for the 22 months. Welcome back. Fake Bolas, great again. He definitely needs the help. Thank you for the 23 months. Alright, cast 8 mana Ghostfire. The part where we get censored and feel bad. Just to negate, that's fine. Yeah, the audio bug feels real weird and bad. For sure. So I'm actually going to shock this in, so this way I can cycle a Mind Stone this turn. I want to leave both the Mind Stones up, so this way they can't Binding to kill one of them. I won't be surprised when this dies, like the opponent's missing land drops, so we know they have 4 spells in their hand, and they just didn't have a counter spell. It's like very real chance this just gets Binding next turn. It's kind of weird that they just like were holding nothing up and didn't draw the Yorion. Let's draw first, because what we draw could impact how we want to Thoughtseize. Huh? It's a lot of good ones. So it could be Nissa, but the problem is Vorinclex stops most of my answers. Like, it means Ugin can't downtick. I think I take the Vorinclex because it's harder for me to answer. Vegan, by the way. I'm a vegetarian. Thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. There any 3-drops in my deck I could wanna cast this turn? Yeah, if I hit Klothys, I wanna cast it. I'm gonna shock 2 for the upside of being able to cast Klothys. If they brick on untapped green here and they don't cast Nissa this turn, we should hopefully have enough tempo to maybe get back in the game. We could also hit a couple of bricks here though as well. Like we are gonna need to draw some gas here. 10. At 12 pieces of mana and 19 cards, basically. Yikes. This is where the magic happens. Actually, I'm playing this outright. There's really no reason to hold lands. We could want to, like, cast Chandra and cast a big spell offer in the same turn. It's like, yeah, they might end step Borrower Bouncer here. Or they're just pressuring her. That makes sense, because now they get to Nissa and then, make a 3/3 and kill her. Time to cut a land. Well, I added utility land, so even if I cut the lands that I added, we wouldn't have drawn those lands this game. So, like, we added things like Shatterskull Smashing. Should have bought the flood insurance. Exactly. And this is why we took the Vorinclex, by the way. Because binding can answer Nissa, can't answer Vorinclex. We could be in trouble with them just pressuring us out of this game if we brick, though. Another Ugin would be a decent draw because it kills Pathway. Can we cast Ugin through a Supreme Will? We're 1 mana short of doing that. What'd you miss this morning? We played Abzan Fall of the Thran, and it was Gasoline. We also, if you haven't been keeping up on Mystical Archive, Bobs, Tendrils of Agony, Mind's Desire, Brainstorm, Faithless Looting, Compulsive Research, and others are coming to Historic. Stone Rain. Lightning Helix. Yep. Hey chat, they tapped off of their Supreme Well. So I can cast this. No, do they have a Negator and Disdainful Stroke? Is that why they tapped off? Nope. Got him. I think Faithless Looting is probably the most messed up of everything on that list. I agree, Prespec. If you ask me to pick a card out that might break things, that would be my pick.
Consider this a warning.
Consider this a warning. Oh yeah, Inquisition of Kozilek's gonna be legal too. Things are about to get weird. Am I about to stop playing Magic again? I don't know, Bob. I think it could be reasonable. Other than Faithless Looting, I think a lot of the things on that list aren't really that bad.
I did all I did.
Brand new secret level.
You unlocked a new secret level. That's cool.
The puppet pictures.
What? Good job, bud.
The puppet pictures. It ain't Robbie 6, okay? It always be said with a hour and a 6, okay?
Okay.
It's a puppet practice. And it be with
Is this a secret level right here? It's called the Arkhaven.
this level way at Iron. You want to play?
I think I decline. I can't play with you right now, but we can play tonight though, okay? Yeah, I promise. After we eat dinner tonight, we can play. So there's really no reason for me to play this. Is there any reason not for me to not play this out? I guess they have like a sorcery speed sweeper. They don't have enough mana to draw Yori and play Yori and blink this. I think we just cast this again. The dude Dylan, thanks for the prime. Yeah, I agree, Bob. Inquisition and looting are the most dangerous for sure.
This
It says hidden stash.
it.
You stumble upon an outpost used by the Arch-Illager and his wretched band of ill-willing bootlickers. Surely his secret plans of grabbing his ill-gotten loot will set him back.
At all. That's your back. Or build your back. We don't want to.
Jacob, for reference, people usually ask, thanks, Dylan. Jacob is my oldest of 3. I have a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 9-month-old. We're playing, he's playing Minecraft Dungeons, which we played together on co-op. Yeah, it's a very, if you were recently disappointed by Magic Legends, to set a low bar, Minecraft Dungeons is a much better ARPG. It's a much better ARPG than Magic Legends. Probably need to update Baby Haley emotes. Stone Rain build around what? I'm actually taking build arounds, Bob. So if you want to submit Red Green Ponza, I'd be happy to get that in the queue. I think we've had three or four build around requests. Minecraft was made with a soul, Legends Laxid. For people that aren't familiar, so there's a dedicated separate game using the Minecraft IP called Minecraft Dungeons that does same screen co-op quite well on the Nintendo Switch. The kids have been playing Terraria on mobile. They like that one a lot. Yeah, I can see Crawling Bearings being okay here, Wargy. It's definitely on the greedy side, though. All deck submissions are 5K, Bob. Build around or not. Why is Time Warp not better than Alrand's? Or the birds discard protection foretell enough to make Alrand stronger? So, honestly, potentially the biggest upside to all Rands, or Time Warp versus all Rands, is Time Warp doesn't exile itself upon resolving. So Time Warp can create an infinite turns Time Walk deck scenario. Is the thing to think about or be aware of. Thank you for the support, Bob. You're very generous. Now I'll get all those totaled up and added up there tonight. Time Warp is Backcaster's only instance, right? Yes, most decks that play Time Warp will probably want just both. Is accurate. I agree with that. I agree with that assessment. It's probably a yes type situation. I mean, Nexus of Fate is definitely the best extra turn spell, but it's also not legal, so it's not really worth mentioning. Torrential Gearhulk, Bob. Yes, it is only instant. The split cards... This play is really weird considering they know about binding. So, like, they're taking my Vorinclex, but they're just, like, forcing me to play... I guess they want to force me to play the binding? Do they want to, like, binding my binding next turn, yo dog? Is that what this is trying to bait me into? Huh? Now I just do this, right? Is that... Nah, I'm gonna do this. If they don't have a binding of their own... Hey, Lord Odin, thank you for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. It really sucks when the audio bug starts during the first game of a match, because playing out a full 3 games with half the audio missing is so off-putting. Yeah, So here's what I think is a fair and balanced summary of Magic Legends. Its core gameplay mechanics seem fine as far as ARPGs go, but its graphics are mediocre and its monetization sucks. So, like, the fact that its core systems only seem okay while those other things are true means that I really don't have an interest in poking at it. Mudja baby. Sounds good, Bob. So, like, I don't think it's fair to call it strictly bad, but I also don't think it's anything noteworthy while also being expensive. Alright, so do I play Chandra out or do I wait till post Ugin? Is it crazy to just go like tap land pass? I feel like casting Chandra while they don't have negate up is valuable.
Oh, today's my lucky day.
Like, if Magic Legends was like a buy it for $40 to $60 as a one-time fee without microtransaction bullshit, it seems like it would probably be fine and reasonable. But, like, as someone who's intimately aware with how freemium games work, like, that's not the case. And, like, sure, it's technically free to play, but, like, for anybody who values their time, it will be a very expensive game. This is scary. You know, maybe I messed up and was supposed to Maelstrom Pulse the Wolf Willow Haven to keep them off of 7 mana. That's definitely something I wasn't counting. Wait, you have to pay money to unlock classes in the game, and you have to do it via loot boxes? Yeah, we're just dead here, unfortunately. I should have Maelstrom Pulse this. I need to remember to pay more attention to what mana count they're at. Let's restart the client here real quick to get our audio functioning for the last match or two. The end is near. Yeah, we're gonna play another half hour, 45 minutes, and then we're gonna shift over to Nier Automata for the last little bit of the stream today. We started that on Wednesday and it was good. You can also buy from other players for a different currency. Yeah, secondary markets also suck. Pick your predatory nonsense BS. I'm gonna approach the second sun as playable historics. Just bad blue-eye control. It's unnecessary, Lambton. Putting a win condition in your deck is bad. I think if you were going, maybe that's not true. I feel like approach the second sun is just bad in blue-white control, but maybe there's like a ramp turbo second sun deck that could work. But I definitely wouldn't say if I'm building that archetype with approach, it definitely wouldn't just be blue-white control. Cage does not work against Ultimatum. No. Ultimatum casts the cards from exile. This is where the magic happens, chat. I don't know, what's the Hyper Geo on this? I know we have 28 lands total in our deck, but like what are the odds we miss here? 53, 26, 2. We're only 75% to hit our third land on the play, keeping a 2-lander. There's honestly a good chance that I should have just mulliganed this hand. It just wasn't good enough. One in 4 times we miss our third land on 3. Any suggestions for fun, casual board games to play this weekend with your parents and your wife? Like you're gonna go out and buy a new board game? These are a bunch of my favorites. If you're playing, what are my Muggle recommendations? Out of this pile, Hive Mind, Menu Masters, New York Slice, and Point Salad. Those would probably be my top 4 playing games with Muggles recommendations. And all 4 of those are like very good games. Hive Mind, in fact, is my, well, you know, in a pre-pandemic world was my playgroups number one party game. I would posit that Hive Mind is quite possibly the best game Richard Garfield has ever designed. It's very good.
This isn't your average zombie horde. Rise.
I am super excited about Mystical Archives. When we have all of them up, I'm going to record a dedicated video giving my thoughts on all of them as a group for Historic in general.
I didn't live through hell to lose to you.
Come on, untapped land so we can kill this Vivian. Good value, cleared a non-land off the top there.
You can't stop nature.
That's such a good, I didn't make that command, but that command is perfect. Counterspell's not historic legal, it's not too powerful, it's just boring. Big agree. They could not have written a better command myself. Yeah, they really, this Chandra really got nerfed when they changed her from being able to kill planeswalkers. God, fuck Magic sometimes. I know we were unlikely to hit our third land there, but that was like a 40-turn game. That was like a 40-turn game where it just like didn't happen. Real annoying. Leave one of these in. Seems fine. Lilibad, thank you for the 37 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. You believe it drives diversity in the format. Okay, before I explain my point, can you explain to me how you think putting Counterspell into this format creates diversity? Because I need to understand why you think that's the case before I can properly articulate to you why that's very wrong. I need to understand where you're coming from with a statement like that. Explain how you think actual factual Counterspell increases format diversity. Here's a truth people don't think about a lot of the time with regards to Magic formats. Powerful answers make formats more narrow. Every time you put powerful answers into a format, you make the range of cards that are playable in that format worse because suddenly all of the threats that are bad against that new powerful answer become worse. Counterspell, for example, makes playing big flashy spells a lot worse because it's a counterspell you can't ever really play around. Something Squared, thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. They're a Land War Elf deck. Maybe I want all of both my Shadows Verdicts, actually. There's a good chance I'm not boarded properly. Opponent's deck's a bit of a bruise, so we're kind of guessing in the dark.
Nature's true power.
Even with killing a land, they have a ton of mana here still. So good chance we're just a little bit too far behind at this point.
I am the master here. This looks like a fun new toy.
Yeah, Vorinclex. Vorinclex is just gonna get down ticked by Liliana and die.
Elemental friend.
I actually think that the list of cards Wizards has banned from the Mystical Archives, I'm going to talk about this when I do the full review too, but to give them props where props is due, I actually think the list of cards they're not including into Historic from the Mystical Archives is a really good list. It shows that they understand what they're doing, in my opinion, by making sure there aren't going to be lots of really busted answers that make the format more narrow. And a good example of what I mean is go look at Legacy sometime if you're not familiar with Legacy. Legacy basically has all of the cards in Magic's history legal in it almost, and it probably has less playable cards in it than something like Modern does. Because the incredible power level of the small selection of cards that are playable in that format are way better than everything else. More cards and better answers, generally speaking, doesn't lead to diversity. I'm just gonna stomp this Land War Elf and slow them down a little bit. I have the Sweltering Suns, but there's no guarantee I hit my 3rd lane tier. Legacy is not who goes first wins at all. Not at all. That's a statement from someone who very clearly doesn't play Legacy. I agree that Memory Lapse is a card that is a lot more offensive than it looks on the surface. However good you think Memory Lapse is, reading it, trust me, is much better. This time I kept 2 lands on the draw. I know I said I shouldn't have kept 2 lands on the play that time. That keep was fine. We were on the draw. Looking at the Hyper Geo, 2 lands on the draw is 88% to hit its 3rd land. So 1 in 10 games approximately we miss there. Sometimes you hit the 1 in 10. That's how it goes and you die. Doesn't mean your keep is bad. I think 1 in 4 is too much, but 1 in 10 to miss is fine. I'm chimming Chandra here, actually. You can just attack her down pretty frequently. I'd rather have this to ramp to Ugin. Yeah, third land Sweltering Suns, they probably couldn't win the game. Yeah, Brainstorm's probably fine in the context of the historic card pool. This hand's not amazing. It's got a couple pieces of spot removal, though. If we get our 4th land on curve, this gets us a 5th land. This unlocks whatever else we need, so... I think Isochron Scepter would be a sweet inclusion in a historic anthology at some point. It's a kind of iconic card that can be powerful in the right situation. Isochron Scepter with Memory Lapse is not okay. Yeah, probably not. Maybe gonna get punished for playing this as a tapped land. Perhaps should have saved that for a spell if we're gonna flood out here. Well, to be fair, Memory Lapse... Aether Gust is kind of different from Memory Lapse in that it also hits things in play. A big part, and can't be countered spells beat Memory Lapse, right? Memory Lapse says if it would be countered, put it on top instead. So like Carnage Tyrant and other stuff. I think anybody that wants Counterspell or Swords to Plowshares to be legal in this format should be obligated to play 80 hours or more of matches against blue-white control in its current state before saying that they think that's a good idea. And by 80 hours, I mean approximately 6 matches. Just like blue-white control was already one of the most played decks in the format for the Pro Tour going on this weekend. So like, you want to give already one of the most played decks 2 busted tools? No, stop it. Get some help. I just chained 3 Ugin emblems, 3 Ugin alts into 3 Chandra emblems, casting Suns for lethal. That's great. That's hilarious. Yeah, and the Vorinclex is such a sweet Timmy card. And like the big red shell in Historic is good in general. So I think like big red splash seems super reasonable. Do I mulligan this on the draw? I have no sweeper and I have no 2-mana removal. I think 3-mana sweep. I have no 2-mana removal. Okay. This hand is actually pretty okay. We have this as a first play and this as a thing down the line. Mana Tithe is fine. Mana Tithe is a card that we'll see play and it'll be fine. Mana Tithe is not busted and it'll make people happy to cast it. Mana Tithe, I think, is the perfect example of a great... We are getting Natural Order. Oh, God. This Hoots tournament is just gonna be so good. I am so excited for this Hoaglandia tournament, chat. You have just no idea. You Magic Zoomers out there, you better be ready, chat. Are you ready, Magic Zoomers? You get to play Natural Order with Allosaurus Shepherd, chat. You don't even know. You don't even know what you're in for. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. I'm so excited. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. The main phase collected company. Yeah, very likely Beansy. Easiest block of my life. Goodbye, friends. They could have a company. If they have a company and we brick off. These are my Ugins. Do you like my Ugins? Alright, Goldspan Dragon's the best draw in the deck. Is this a good mid-range deck? Well, I don't know that you'd call what we're playing a mid-range deck. Yes, this deck is capable of turn 3 Ugining, or turn 4 Ugining. That is accurate. Come on, Sweltering Suns. Alright. Untapped lands are good, sweepers are good. Lot of live draws. Yeah, and that's fine, Master Beardsman. Like that's the sweet thing about formats like this. Like there's all these sweet cards being added, but you can also just cast the ones you like. Black aggro is probably still going to be great. Like Thoughtseizes and Pressure, go to town. No, all of the cards are coming to Arena. Some of them won't be historic legal. Is what's happening. This attack means Sweltering Suns is still a good draw. Yeah, black aggro just got a second discard spell. They better unban Winota. If I had Twitter on my work computer, I'd be tweeting about unbanning Winota right now. Expect an unban Winota tweet this evening when I'm done. I intentionally don't have Twitter logged in on my work computer, chat, because social media is a toxic stain in your life. Is Winota gonna be the twin of our format? Yeah, probably. Thanks for the follow, Libor. My Winota. I just want to sing the song. I just want to sing the song, chat. And this is why Sweltering Suns is lovely, by the way. Playing against what's likely a control deck here, we'll get to cycle this, which is great. Eyeballhead, thank you for the 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Disinformation campaign. Opponent just out here living their best life. Love it. It's probably Ugin, honestly. I don't think we're going to survive to get to cast that against whatever they're doing here. What information campaign? Fox News for people that are new.
You're going down. We're done here.
Fox News is too liberal. Maybe I should have been the land there. Kept the backup Vorinclex. Yeah, probably. This is probably the wrong discard. You have Thought Erasure, me? Yeah, I gotta get punished for my discard. I just wanted to get my hand empty. Yeah, I think we cracked this. This could be wrong too, though, because then we can't cast Ugin next turn. Crater Hoof is historic legal. It's not pioneer legal. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, zoom, zoom. I think that's the plan. Cut these, board in some other answers and stuff. Natural order confirmed historic legal. Frantic research, looting, Godpharaoh's gift, Grixis GPG. The search of a playable Grixis deck continues. Yeah, can you link the confirmation that NO is going to be historic legal? Don't mulligan against the discard deck, chat. I'm gonna keep this. They can't Thoughtseize and Thought Erasure and Disinformation can't be at the top of our decks. Let's just hit our land drops here. Yeah, there is only, we know 6 of the cards that won't be historic legal. They haven't confirmed the 7th yet, to my knowledge. See, chat, can't Thoughtseize the top of my deck.
This will be easy. Today's my lucky day.
I'm gonna shock this in to play around a sensor here. Dot Esports is claiming Abundant Harvest is 7th ban card. Yeah, I think that's wrong, though. Because Abundant Harvest was spoiled before Wizards of the Coast updated their website last night. So if Abundant Harvest was going to be banned, it should be on the list already on the official website. I think that's wrong.
Yup, you're going down.
Am I gonna get to do the thing here? Yep, got a bouncer. Sad Grixis in chat saying they really want the blue-black control opponent to win. That's on brand at least. I'll allow it.
Hey, over here. Stop, drop, and roll won't help you, buddy.
And then with Chandra, I have enough mana to cast Ugin this turn, too.
This will be easy.
Yep. Just gotta play through it, chat. That's very scary. I want to shock this in, so this way if Chandra finds an Ugin, we can cast him. Also lets me cast this to kill this. Yeah, this one's really sweet, Worgy. I like what this one's doing a lot. Just a lot of great cards in it. Natural order is banned. Natural order is not legal. Good to know. That's number 7.
Don't you hate that burnt hair smell? You want to play with fire, huh?
This game's been a clinic in why Chandra Torture Defiance is so good. I drop with one or both Mind Stones, at least one here. Well, shit. Pretty sure it's negate.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
I think the average card disinformation campaign is drawing is worse than a negate.
Here.
Like, if I leave them 2 negates, chat, my next 2 spells are guaranteed to not work. Okay. Defense. Defense. This defense sanity could end the game very quickly, chat. They're basically playing like RTR blue-black control with Behold, Thoughtseize, and Behold, Thoughtseize, and one other, Bloodchief Thirst. Alright, so they binned a spell there, so they definitely drew a spell. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Alright, so do I want more... Seeing the wider range of stuff that they have, I think I probably want to keep Bonecrusher Giant in my deck. Especially for Thief of Sanity. What am I cutting, though? Are we cutting? I feel like I want to trim some bindings. Feels like this is kind of expensive to resolve and the payoff is only okay. I think it's crazy, Steric. Like, I know they have counter spells, but that effect's just so powerful. And, like, the games are gonna go long, so, like, Ugin's off the top are really good in the mid to late game. I'm gonna bolt this in, because I don't want them to be able to thought erasure it. There's like a chance here their hand is like all negates and like disinformation campaigns. This Bonecrusher Giant just like runs the distance, right? Aggressively stomping like this is mediocre if they have Thief of Sanity on 3, though. Like, Thief here probably gets us if we don't draw, like, another Bonecrusher or Chandra immediately. Okay. I assume we're losing Dragon. Yeah. So Chandra is definitely the best draw in our deck here. Uncastable Maelstrom Pulse, not great. Man, I feel like the audio bug is happening faster in this patch than it was on previous patches. Like, we, like, just restarted, right? Green Source, Stomp. Oh, feels magic, man. We would have been able to kill this Blood Operative while they were tapped out. We probably could have won this game by pressuring them with the Bonecrusher Giant, but I assume they're going to have negates and stuff up now. I suppose that's better than bricking again. It's better than like another Ugin or another green spell. Yeah, natural order is the last banned Mystical Archive. They're hitting us for 3 and we're only hitting them for 1. Yeah, I imagine we're probably dead at this point. Their hand's gotta be full of answers. Oh. Oh. Yeah, opponent's build a sweet blue-black updated take on an old favorite. Opponent's deck has got to be worse than just blue eye control, right? Yeah, probably. I imagine against anything aggressive, they mostly get run down. I feel like this deck ended up pretty okay. Like I said, like, if you look at the core of what we're doing here, we're basically just, like, big red with a kind of pseudo combo finish. It's really nice getting to, like, play a bunch of things that, like, incidentally ramp, but aren't just dedicated ramp, that are flexible in the games that you don't need that effect. Like, this card's just such a house. Like, she can pick up so many games, just, like, carry them on their back. I don't have any changes to things afterwards. I know that last game we were like missing green mana at the end there, but mathematically we have enough of all of our colors here, and sometimes you're not gonna have it. That's just how Magic works. So I don't think I have anything I'd change at the end. Felt like we were doing something pretty cohesive. Yeah, and that's a good way to describe this, I think. Like, we have like this kind of over the top thing where like you Vorinclex into Planeswalker ultimates right away, but we also just have like pretty reasonable card quality overall in terms of what our deck is doing. Like individual card quality is high while also having some powerful synergies, which is nice. So at any rate, I think I'm taking this weekend off from doing Magic, so I'll be back Monday morning with more Historic. If you're new to the channel and you want to check out more from me, there are a ton of videos up on my YouTube channel. I'm not signing off for the day just yet. We are going to fire up my PlayStation, and I started a playthrough of Nier Automata on Wednesday, so we're going to be continuing that here this afternoon. And switch over to that. Will I be streaming over the weekend? I might do some variety stuff over the weekend, but I haven't, I don't think I'm going to schedule it in advance. Keep an eye on the Discord, because I want to be able to go outside with the kids depending on what the weather looks like. The forecast has been going back and forth in terms of when it's gonna rain and stuff. What's my favorite historic deck at the moment? You did miss part 1 of Deer. Yeah, we started Deer on Wednesday. If you have it set up, paid subs will auto renew every month, King. So unless you explicitly go ahead and cancel it, it'll auto renew. I appreciate the support. Thanks for the 33 months. I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff.